Good morning, all you 1330 podcast listeners, all you regs, and welcome, all you shinies. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Tommy.
I'm Jackson.
And we got some stuff to talk about.
And we got some exciting news we need to say.
Welcome to the most mediocre podcast in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, we forgot that part.
We're not so mediocre anymore, are we?
No, we're not. Because we hit 100 subscribers.
Let's go!
We are so incredibly excited. We were on stream the other day with Lukenessmonster.
Literally last night. We
Yes.
were on a stream. Shout out Lukenessmonster. If you are not subscribed to Lukenessmonster,
Do it.
go subscribe to his YouTube channel
Do it.
and his
Get him to
Instagram
5K.
page. Get him to 5K. We're going to put his stuff in the description down below.
Yeah.
Shout out Lukenessmonster.
Yes, we could not be more excited. It, literally, we had 98 subs, I think, going into the stream.
Yeah.
And, within a minute, we had, 110. And we were like, what? What?
What?
We were so excited. Unbelievably
And shout
so
out to
happy and
those-
so thankful.
Shout out to the 4 special people that subscribed to us, and immediately after the stream ended, they unsubscribed to us.
But guess what? We gained 2 more after that, so
Yes.
we are at 119 right now.
That was so utterly hilarious when I see
That
it.
was so
Yes,
funny.
we're at 121. What do you mean we're at 117?
On a serious note, though, a sincere thank you to each and every person who has supported us along the way. Those people who we're friends with in real life, those people who watch our podcast every single week. We appreciate you guys so much. I know we say it a lot, but we never anticipated to get any kind of traction on this channel at all. This was just a for fun thing that the 3 of us kind of came up with.
Mm-hmm.
And now we've hit this milestone, and it makes me want to invest a little bit more into the podcast.
Yes.
We have some exciting stuff planned for the 100 subscriber milestone. We've had this planned for a few weeks now.
Yes. Some stuff that you know, some stuff that you don't. So.
We talked about it all last night on Lukenessmonster's stream, which is on his YouTube channel now to watch.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to watch it in full. It was just shy of 2 hours. I've been watching it between last night and this morning, and it was actually really funny to watch. I think because the 3 of us were way up here last night for some reason.
Yeah.
It's probably because we hit 100 subs.
It's also
Yeah.
because it was nighttime and it wasn't groggy mornings.
Yes, it's not. Currently it is 7:27 a.m. I've been up since 5.
Yeah, I've been up since 6.
My
And
alarm
then
clock
I-
blew real loud and it scared me.
And then I was up till midnight trying to bid on a Black Series figure that I secured, which you will see in next week's weekly pickups. But I'm not going to say what it is right now.
I can just imagine Jacob peacefully sleeping and then
Dude, my alarm clock, it's not, I don't use my phone anymore because it doesn't wake me up. I have those old-fashioned ones with the bells and the hammer that swings between them. So it's just in the morning, and I was I slept through it for 2 seconds, and I heard it in my dream. I was just huh, what's that? And then I just shot up away. I was like,
yeah, so we have a few things set up. So the first thing is that we are doing a giveaway. We're not going to say what it is just yet, but we do have a giveaway planned for
Ooh, I thought
100
we were going to say
subscribers.
what it was.
although, yeah, why not?
Well, because there's potentially a second item for the giveaway. Well, there is a second item for the giveaway.
I say we reveal it.
Okay, why not?
Because, yeah, it is the 100 subscriber thing, so let the subs know what's going to be coming up, because we'll post about it a lot when we're going to talk about it more. And so when... Gosh. So, essentially, we will post on our Twitter and Instagram. So if you're not following us, please make sure to follow us on those platforms so that you can be up to date with this upcoming giveaway.
We are
Because
doing
this is going to be really special.
2 figures.
Yes.
Here's 1.
Here's 2.
We are going to be giving away
We don't have the Zoom. So
Anakin and Obi-Wan from the Target exclusive Clone Wars wave from the 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm that came out in the summertime, around May and June,
Yes.
for around Father's Day. So I actually was able to get an extra one of each, and so here's the story, I guess. So I wanted a complete set of sealed Target figures.
Yes.
And I had pre-ordered them through Zavi, and then the Echo got canceled. So I was like, well, I'm screwed now. So I ended up just getting the whole set on Mercari, but then Anakin and Obi-Wan ended up shipping. So I was like, you know what? We have an extra couple figures. We're right on the cusp of hitting 100 subscribers. Why not do a giveaway with them? So we are doing those 2 figures as giveaway. We will put it in greater detail.
Yes.
We'll make a post on YouTube and all of our social medias as to how the giveaway is going to work.
Yep.
So no worries about missing out just yet. We'll post about that later in the week.
Soon to come, but yes, stay tuned for that. But yes, as we promised as well in earlier videos, we will be doing a room tour, so you guys will be able to see the collection that is behind us to my side right there, that's over there.
As well as our own little personal collections at our college dorms.
Yes.
Tommy's is probably the biggest in the college dorm.
It
Yeah.
is.
My college apartment is consumed by Star Wars.
Yes.
Completely. But yeah, and then we were also throwing around the idea of doing a live stream at some point. We have no idea when this will be.
Yeah.
Because the 3 of us are really busy right now. But we do plan on sometime in the near future doing a live stream, and we will again post about that on social media, like either the day of or the day before, something like that. Whenever we figure out that we have time to do it.
Yep. For sure.
So with that being said, again, thank you all for that milestone. Again, we cannot thank you enough.
We're extremely thankful.
So, let's hop into today's agenda.
Sure thing.
Agenda.
First, let's talk about some Black Series news that came out this last week.
Yes.
Not anything crazy Black Series news. Just a couple like rumor reveals, I guess I would say. So I guess one would have been the Dark Trooper reveal. So Yakface posted earlier this week that there is going to be, I think it was from Jedi Insider, right?
Yes.
Initially, that there's going to be a Dark Trooper figure, Dark Trooper from The Mandalorian, obviously. And it's going to be a deluxe release. That's all we know right now. We don't know if it's going to be an exclusive or anything like that. We just know that it's going to be at the $30 price point, I want to say. $29.99, which to me says exclusive. Because if the new price hike says that figures are going to be $39.99 if they're deluxe, then I would only assume that a $29.99 price point would mean store exclusive.
I agree. I mean, because here's the other thing as well that I have the huge issue with, is that Yakface does have the post of the pipeline figures, plus the figures we're supposed to have like coming out like later.
Right.
But there are way too many figures on that list for it to be a common release. I feel like the other big part of news as well is that this upcoming Wednesday, there's going to be a Fan First Wednesday Hasbro stream. So during that stream, we are very confident that they're going to announce the next common wave at least. But then I feel like because there's so many figures that we're going to get a lot of store exclusives with all this.
Yeah.
So like the Dark Trooper could very well be a store exclusive. However, I'm very confident that the new wave would just be Echo Omega, Jedi Stormtrooper, and Cobb Vanth.
Yeah, so my personal prediction, kind of similar to Jackson, is that this stream on Wednesday will be similar to the stream that was done around, like, May?
Yep.
Where it was literally the only thing that was revealed for the Black Series was the pipeline figures that we had already seen.
And also the Tech Wave.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The Tech Wave was the pipeline from the stream before that. Yeah. So I think that, especially because HasCon is coming up at the end of October, and I know that they're going to probably want to save a lot of the bigger, more exciting reveals for that stream. Unless they only really talk about the HasLab, which I could see them doing that.
Well, yeah, they'll do the HasLab, and they'll do all of the HasCon exclusives. Like, they'll show off Trapper Wolf and the Cantina that everybody so hates at the moment. But they'll show off
plastic boxes.
But then I feel like they very well could be like, here's a figure or two that could come out in the future. I feel like they could leave us with that, because then I feel like after the HasCon stream, there won't be any more Pulse Star Wars streams for the rest of the year. I feel like they'll be done with it.
They might do a Christmas one, but I feel like, again, like, there was rumored earlier this year there was going to be more Christmas figures. I think they're going to show those at HasCon.
Okay, that would be cool. I'm okay with that, because the Christmas figures are a nice decoration.
I have all of them. I have all the existing ones right now.
Christmas Rex.
Christmas, I think they're going to do Vader.
Yeah, 100%.
Because
Christmas
Vader,
Mando.
well, because on the
Mando,
Christmas
Christmas
figure
Vader.
boxes, there is already, like, Darth Vader's helmet is on the snowflakes on the boxes, so I think that they would do Darth Vader.
He's an instant one to do. I mean, I feel like they use the Empire Strikes Back mold that everybody so loves, so that'll make it better.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, I'm like guessing like Darth Vader, maybe Yoda, just maybe a Yoda, and then a Mando.
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing.
100%.
But I would like to see Christmas Rex.
Would be cool. Probably not going to happen.
More Christmas clones.
Yay! That's pretty much it for Black Series. I mean, other than that, there was a Cobb Vanth rumor, but we already knew Cobb Vanth was coming, so I guess it's not really
he was a
good.
pipeline, so...
But they also said he was going to be a deluxe. I'm not sure why.
I agree, but I guess we'll have to see what makes him a deluxe.
It's going to come with the Splatoon thing that Baby Yoda was hiding in.
So, I have some bad news.
Oh no.
I drank coffee on an empty stomach.
Oh my gosh. I thought you were going to talk about something related to the agenda.
No, and I'm trying so hard right now to not use the restroom.
You can leave.
But,
We'll
oh my sweet lord.
It's Lego news, so leave and let Jacob take the reins.
Okay, wait. I might be okay for a little while longer.
Just go now while I
just
won't.
go now.
Everybody, enjoy this hiatus. Jacob, you can come into my seat. If you fits, you sits.
We apologize, everybody, for the constant Tommy has to leave because he decided to drink coffee this morning.
an empty stomach.
Eat next time.
Man, frick you.
Dang. Welcome back to the Discombobulated Podcast. Okay, so Lego news.
Yes.
So, we're talking only Lego Star Wars news. There's a lot of new sets coming out just in general. But the one new set that we have got a leak for is for the January 2022 wave. And it is a Hoth Battle Pack, which is very exciting because we thought Lego was going to scrap the ideas of battle packs after not including one at all in their 2021 lineup. I'm just going to pull up my information here so I can accurately display.
Accurately.
So, the set is going to have 105 pieces at a price point of $20. It will have 3 minifigures, 3 snow troopers, and 1 scout trooper. People are thinking it might be the Hoth scout trooper variant that you can find on the reference library of the 501st Legion. And yes, it should be coming January 2022. And the build should probably just be a speeder bike, an E-Web blaster, and like a snow wall or something for the minifigures to stand on. Yeah. That is all for Lego Star Wars news. But in other news, there's the new Lego Batman UCS tumbler coming out.
Yes.
But it has a counterpart of a playset UCS tumbler. Not UCS, just a playset tumbler. So that makes me wonder, why Lego? Why didn't you just release a playset gunship with the UCS gunship?
Oh no, but talk about the minifigures.
So that
Let me get you started.
Oh, and
let me get you started.
The minifigures. The minifigures of the UCS Batman tumbler are an exclusive Batman and an exclusive Heath Ledger Joker. Now, I might be getting Alzheimer's, but I'm pretty sure I do remember that. The Lego design team did indeed say that they did not want to include exclusive minifigures at such a high price point. And that is why they did not listen to a word we asked and a word that we pleaded for when we asked for Jedi Bob and Commander Cody. I still can't get over the fact that they're telling us that clone commander doubles as a pilot. Do you think we are stupid? I paid nearly $400 for that set. And you're just use your imagination. You have got to be kidding me. I am not 12. I am an 18-year-old boy. I go to college, I study electrical engineering, and you're telling me to use my dang imagination. Do better, Lego. Really makes me upset. Jackson really said, I'm going to get him started. I'm going to wind him up.
Yeah, might as well while Tommy's gone.
Might as well while Tommy's gone. Let's see if there's any other... Oh, the new Lego Star Wars game. New Lego Star Wars game is going to come out in 2022.
Yes, very excited for
If you haven't seen the trailer yet, watch the trailer. I'm pretty sure some of the features that will be in the game are because people were talking about this. There will be the ability to turn on and off the voice acting, so that way the Lego characters mumble like how they did in the original. Mm-hmm. There's only one example of it in the trailer, where like a character just goes "ha," but we're pretty sure that they're finally going to include that because it was rumored when the game was getting put into production.
Yeah.
But we're gonna cross our fingers The graphics look so much better than it did when the first trailer looked out. I'm glad that they're actually bettering the game and taking their time with it.
Yep.
That's why I'm like okay with it coming out of like spring 2022 rather than like this Christmas, just because I'm like I know the game's gonna be good. It's like it looks amazing. It's probably going to play amazing. It has like so many characters that you could play as.
Yes. But the unfortunate part is that there is going to be paid paid character packs.
But if you pre-order the game, not only do you get the game, like first day, if you get the collector's edition, you also get an exclusive Luke Skywalker minifigure that comes with a carton of blue milk, and he has a blue milk mustache, and then you also get all of the DLC that they will come out with for free.
Yes.
And it's like $10 extra. So it's so much more worth to get the collector's edition of the game and pre-order it than it would be to, in the future, just to get like 1 or 2 packs, because then you're getting like 4 packs for free. I believe the ones that they are doing are a Mandalorian pack, a Clone Wars pack, and then like I think like extra heroes from the original saga.
You know what I realized?
What?
Oh,
He's
Tommy's back. Tommy's
I
back.
realized that you guys have the same toilet paper holder as I do. My house.
Wow, that is so enlightening.
We're like
Just
brothers.
finishing up talking about Legos.
Wow.
So how convenient.
We were talking about the new Lego game as well,
Yes.
and how if you pre-order it, it's way better than buying all the packs after the fact.
Yeah, that's so stupid buying character packs. I just use studs. Because I am a stud.
What?
Anyway, so I think this is a good time
The transition.
to transition into our main topic of discussion for
Yes.
the episode.
And that is troopers.
So our favorite part of, well, my favorite part of Star Wars
Where'd my
is the trooper designs. I really, really like the trooper designs in Star Wars, and there are a lot of unique
Good?
ones.
Yeah.
But there are actually a lot that come from franchises and properties that are not Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of trooper designs with specific characters or just overall are actually influenced by other cultures, other media, other stuff like that. So we figured it would be cool to kind of go over some of those.
Mm-hmm.
And don't you take my personal notes, because those are my personal notes.
No. For context, I had my Commander Wolf. And
So
with me
Commander
to
Wolf,
talk about it.
he gets his name from, there's a real life animal called a wolf.
Shut
Really?
up.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
No, but about Commander Wolf, because it's just like, if we're going to talk about troopers and their design specifically, it's just one of those troopers that's so iconic and so unique. And, I mean, you see it everywhere because Dave Filoni is obsessed with Plo Koon and Commander Wolf as well.
Facts.
But I really like, if to talk about specifically
That's
like
facts.
the design.
That's so facts,
Dude,
Jackson.
speaking truth into
I
my
want
life.
you to stop being mean to me and stop being nice. You acted like you don't want to be my friend no more. All right.
Anyway.
But no, so especially with the clone troopers, I feel like they're the only specific troopers that we ever see that are technically like soldiers in a sense, where it's just all like you see them and they're like brothers and they're so like about it, you know what I mean? Where with like stormtroopers, we don't really get that humanization, but we've started to in The Mandalorian, which I really like. But they're just the most unique.
Well, the
and
thing
coolest.
about the stormtroopers is the stormtroopers were made to be, because I don't know if anybody knew this, but it's pretty obvious that the Empire is made to be like Nazis.
Yes.
Space Nazis. And so the stormtroopers are made to be literally, I forget the German word for it, but literally the brown shirts for the German army in World War II were called
Blitzkrieg.
stormtroopers.
Blitzkrieg.
The Freikorps, was that it?
No, what are you trying to say?
They're trying to. There's a name for stormtrooper. And it's like something. Blitzkrieg is
Whatever.
lightning.
Yeah,
lightning
like-
war.
Blitzkrieg is Lightning War.
Lightning War.
That's
but-
not what we're talking about.
Which
There
is-
was
okay. Never
the
mind.
brown shirts came from a unit called the Freikorps.
Okay.
And they turned into the German stormtrooper.
Mhm.
So basically, the stormtroopers in Star Wars are based off of the Nazis. So
we shouldn't see Nazis chumming it up with each
we,
other.
we should not want to root for the Nazis. So because of
But
that,
we do.
that's why we don't see a lot of humanization
Yeah.
from most stormtroopers, unless there's somebody who has already left the Imperial Army.
Yeah. But now in
or the Scout Troopers in the Mandalorian, we see them jumping up,
which is kind of funny.
They're like,
But-
"Ow, it bit me."
I mean, it's like, I guess I'm okay with the direction that they're doing now. Is like with the Scout Trooper bit, and you kind of see like, because it's just random people from around the galaxy signing up to fight for the Empire for the sake of the benefits, to be honest. You know what I mean? So
Or they were just forced, and that's how it was
That's
in Nazi
true.
Germany too. Was a lot
Facts.
of people didn't really have a choice. You either join the military or you become an enemy of the state.
exactly.
Die.
Yeah, literally.
I kind of like the direction it's taken, but yeah, I mean, I absolutely agree. That was the original inspiration.
And also the First Order is so out
Yes.
there. Like in Episode 7, when Hux is giving his speech on Starkiller Base, that is so Hitler. And then
Yes.
all the stormtroopers throwing up their fist in the air, that is exactly like the Nazi salute.
Yes.
I actually, on my trooper shelf for the First Order, I have one of my First Order stormtroopers like pose with their hand up like that. But yeah, that's like...
That's
There's so many
mirror of
it's
history.
it's an obvious parallel, and I love when Star Wars kind of parallels real life history and real life events.
Yep.
Because it's just so cool. Like, I'm a history geek, so like for me that's just something really cool that I like to pay attention to.
I totally agree.
I like how Hux went from being literally Space Hitler to being a pushover in the next movie, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. I'm not going to talk
And then
about
he
that
got
right now.
capped in the third movie.
Yep.
Dude, when he shot him with the blaster and dude went sliding across the bridge, I was laughing so hard. He was like, "Yes, I know." Bang! I was like... Anyway.
But yeah, back to the main point.
General Hugs.
Essentially.
I'm looking
I
to
don't know if
speak
you
with
have
General Hugs. That's from the beginning of The Last Jedi.
I'm going to pull again from things that inspire different things as well that we see. I don't know if you had it in your list, but I don't care because I'm going to talk about it. Because in Lukeness's stream yesterday, he had a Commander Fox that he ended up custom painting to be Commander Thorn.
I didn't have this on my list.
Okay, so Commander
Because
Thorn...
I was getting ready to
That's so good.
wind up and hit you.
So Commander Thorn is from the Clone Wars, and so he is in the Banking Clan arc where Padme's trying to like negotiate with the Banking Clan, but you find out
In
it's
season 6.
Yes, you find out it's a gigantic scam, and so Thorn and his troops are all ambushed at one point. And so on his helmet he has wings, and he has the Gatling gun that clones have. I forget the name.
Z6 rotary
Z6
cannon.
rotary. Pardon.
Rotisserie
And
gun.
so
As
essentially-
Lukenessmonster calls it, the rotisserie gun.
That was funny. But essentially, that's supposed to be based off Thor because his gun is also called the Hammer, and I'm pretty sure that's the Hammer is confirmed through the visual guide for the Clone Wars and stuff. That's where I think I did see that before. But I mean, Thor makes sense, but it's still a pretty cool thing. But unfortunately, he's only in the one episode because he dies.
Oh, spoilers!
Speaking of clone troopers that are based off of Marvel characters, one that's very
No
obvious
more.
is Clone Commander Doom
Yes.
from season 6 as well of the Clone Wars. He's in the very first episode where they're on... Is that Anaxis? Yeah, that's Anaxis.
Yep.
They're on Anaxis, and his armor is painted to look like Doctor Doom,
Yes.
the villain from Marvel Comics. So
I've seen people try to argue that it's not Dr. Doom, that's the Doom Slayer from like the Doom video games.
But that doesn't make sense.
so that's just
kinda
not,
does.
not correct.
The only way it
But-
makes sense is the fact that the dude's armor is also green. In the
Yeah,
Doom
but
games,
it's literally painted
Yeah, but
specifically to look like Doctor Doom.
I know, but
Okay.
I'm not saying
You're
it's
just
the
playing
Doom.
devil's advocate.
Yeah, I'm just
No,
playing devil.
he's supposed to be the famous iconic rapper MF Doom.
And now he did. Anyway,
Hey, chill with
probably my favorite clone that pulls from other media is Appo, based off
Yes.
Last Airbender in Aang, named after his Appa. I remember watching bits and pieces of Last Airbender when I was a child on like Nickelodeon and stuff, and I've only like remember like a couple episodes, like barely any of it. So probably like soon I'm going to do like a mass binge of the show since it's like it's another piece of work done by Filoni. So
Yeah, that's
it's
the
gotta
whole
be
reason.
good. It's gotta be good.
Yeah, the whole
Resistance
reason
wasn't good.
Bro, that wasn't
Stop.
geared towards us.
Time for weekly Resistance slander.
Time
on
for
the
Resistance-
13 podcast.
I saw that people enjoyed my resistance table joke from last episode. But
But yeah, the
Resistance slander. Show sucks.
The reason Appa's in
Show
the thing
sucks.
is because Filoni worked on it. That's all that I wanted to say. But
don't
would be
say.
like, resistance.
I also like when there are like clone troopers whose names are relevant to like jokes almost.
Yeah.
So like Captain Keeley
Yep, I was
really
gonna
means
say
Captain
that.
Kill Me. And then like in that same episode, I'm a gun die. I'm gonna die is the Jedi Master. And then the Admiral's name is Admiral Doa, which is the acronym for Dead on Arrival from the Navy. So like that's just, I love when they just do little like bits and pieces like that just to kind of throw in something funny. Or like
I'm a gun die.
there's like one clone in the Citadel arc that when the hallway electrocutes and is chasing them down, the clone that gets killed, his name is Longshot because he was never gonna make it.
Yeah, I remember that. Now,
And then the
'cause Twitter was
clone-
like, no.
And then the clone that falls off the cliff and gets hit by the electromine, his name was Charger because it was electromines.
Yeah.
I just think that's so funny when they do that. Or like there's one clone that gets killed and his name was Lucky. Like, and he died in the most unlucky way. So
Dave Filoni was like, you see, it would be pretty funny.
you know, it'd be pretty funny.
If I murdered them.
But yeah.
Murdered them all.
Also, the if anyone doesn't know, the original design for the stormtroopers was based off of a skeleton. That's why they're bone white and their helmets vaguely resemble a skull. Because George Lucas wanted to represent that they represented death.
Yes.
So that's why their helmets are the way they are and they're shaped the way they are, so that they can represent a human skull.
Yeah. In the con exclusive First Order Trooper, which we have over there, in the box behind it, there's a guide actually talking about all the armors and stuff.
That's
that shows
cool.
the evolution, which is cool. Because then, yeah, you go from Stormtrooper to the First Order, which are heavily based around bugs. I'm gonna say because they have bug eyes.
But then also, like, you could argue that too, because the First Order Jet Trooper, his helmet has like mandibles. I want to say it looks like an insect.
Yep.
Like the way that the mouthpiece is made.
Yep, 100% it is based off that, which I think is really cool. And then
for clone troopers in real life talk, it was literally, he was like, well, let's take a stormtrooper and we'll take Boba Fett and put it together.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like the design idea when it came to making the clone troopers, just because they knew that they wanted to make
Right.
Jango the father and of Boba.
You mean your donor?
that's why the Phase 1 troopers have the
like
T
these
visor
ones
still,
here.
is because the people creating it were like, we really want to kind of like heavily reference the fact that it's like the Mandalorian T visor. And then when obviously it goes into Phase 2, they kind of keep that in a sense, but it's supposed to be almost a stormtrooper. That's why they look extremely
And
similar.
then now we have the TK troopers. The
Which-
Phase 2.5 troopers.
What was,
Which
was
I think
Phase
is
1
pretty dope.
stormtrooper?
Phase 1 stormtrooper. That's a good way to put
I
it.
like that there's a Phase 1 and a Phase 2 stormtrooper.
I like the
now.
Phase
I
1 armor
really-
a lot more.
Yeah.
I like that a lot more.
I think we're just saying that though because we've seen the stormtrooper armor for so long. It's nice to see something new.
I agree.
I think so too. I think but it also makes sense that they didn't just go straight from Phase 2 Clone Trooper to Stormtrooper and keep that for 20 years. It would
I
make
agree.
more sense that Palpatine would be constantly having people come up with a better design.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it is a better design though, because especially in Episode 4, there's Luke talking about like how uncomfortable it is.
Well, Rex
Like,
talks about it too when he's in Rebels. But then again, he always talks about how he can barely fit into the armor.
But then at the same time, I feel like that also goes to show that the armor, in a sense, was a downgrade because the Empire was trying to cut costs for the Death Star.
And
for
also, they
everything
didn't
else.
need to have functional armor
Facts.
because who were they fighting? Who were they having mass wars with up until the Galactic Civil War?
And that's why the armor, for the most part, isn't blaster proof and can't really take a shot.
Because
well.
they're just cannon fodder.
Exactly.
But then again, like at the same time, we see in Solo, a Star Wars story, like the Mud Troopers. And those ones, I feel, are the most based off of like World War One.
Yes.
Like because it you know, it's trench warfare.
Yep.
There's just a lot of like I guess the word for it is a lot of designs that specifically represent World War One Germany. Just like the color scheme, like the gas masks, everything. Like to me, that just screams like World War One.
I was watching this thing, and I don't know how true it is, but they were talking about how stormtroopers are supposed to be like kind of like an elite class of troopers within the
Yeah.
Imperial army, and like people like the Minband troopers are like really grunt level.
Yeah, they
which
are.
kind of makes the fact that stormtroopers can't hit anything even more laughable because they're supposed to be more elite.
That's the other thing, though, is stormtroopers are for intimidation. That's why they have the bright white armor. You know, they're not. That's why we don't see any stormtroopers with like battalion markings like clone troopers have, because their armor is specifically made for intimidation. You don't have to have soldiers that are as well trained if you have that intimidation factor. It's kind of the same with the battle droids.
Yep.
They won by sheer numbers. The battle droids didn't have to be smart, and we know that they are very stupid, in fact. But like, they didn't need to be smart because they had sheer numbers just to overwhelm the enemy, and they could just keep pumping out more droids. Whereas clones, you needed to treat them if they were injured. You know, you needed to replace. It took a lot longer and a lot more effort to replace them if they were killed. You know, so.
I totally agree with that.
But yeah, the troopers in Star Wars are really truly like one of my favorite things because I mean it's a huge part of my collection.
Yep.
You know,
Huge part of our collections. It's huge part of our own personal hobbies too, because we're all making clone armor.
I haven't really touched mine in a while, and
Dude,
I want to get back to it.
I'm so
bad.
ecstatic. I fixed the 3D printer yesterday, and I'm starting to print my Rex helmet, and hopefully, I hope to try to get it done before Halloween.
I want
really
to.
hope I can.
Well,
try to
once
get it done
October
before
hits, I won't be working so much because one of my jobs like is a seasonal job, so it closes at the end of September. So I'll have so much more time on my hands that I can just go to my parents' house where my armor is in the basement and like work on it more.
Oh,
and
you
spend
stopped
more
working
time.
your seasonal job? Work more at the other job. What do you mean? You have more availability now, so you should be able to. I'm joking. We're not going to talk about work.
I'm so over it.
I like our awkward pauses. Like we're just like.
No, I was just staring at Jackson. I was like, what?
I know.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
But no, hopefully that Rex helmet will be done before Halloween. That is my goal.
Also, the J guys. That's
Yes.
another good example.
That was the
of-
other one I was
of
going to talk
clones.
about.
I feel like most of like the trooper designs from other stuff comes from the clone troopers.
Yes.
Because they're so much more personalized
Exactly.
than the Empire is. And I feel like that's what gravitates a lot more people to the clone troopers because there's so much
They're unique.
personalization with them. Every trooper can be different.
Exactly.
The only other example that I had for designs of troopers is I absolutely love the 332nd design. I think it was super well executed for a helmet. We got it right here. Just the helmet. It's
Are we segueing into?
no, not yet. But it's so simple, but it's so nice. And I like how it's like it's dirty, it's mucked up because it was supposed to be done like last second. Like they only had a matter of minutes to really do it. From like hearing that Ahsoka was coming back to when they had to present to her the helmets. So the fact that they got it done like that, and it makes it look real sloppy, and it's nice because it looks like it was done by hand.
Yeah, I like that helmet design too. But yeah, I think for me that really exhausts that topic unless anyone else has.
Nope, I don't. I mean, I guess the only other thing I really have is that, like, yeah, it's been nice. The stormtroopers are cool and all, but I like the fact that the Empire, they're expanding troopers in the Empire. Like, now they have, like, shore troopers and mud troopers and other stuff. I think that's really cool because those variants of the stormtrooper are super duper cool now. And I feel like that's bringing people back into liking the Empire more than the clones sometimes.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't care for the Empire at all until I saw Rogue One.
Yep, fact. Shore
Growing
troopers
up,
are
I
so
only
cool.
ever liked the Republic, and I didn't understand why people liked the Empire.
Yep.
Then I saw Rogue One, and the hover tank pilot is honestly one of the coolest designs.
Yeah. This is also coming from a kid who is obsessed with the AT-AT driver.
I thought the UGG trooper, the trooper that wears
The
Uggs.
Yeah, the trooper that wears Uggs.
I thought the shore trooper was such a cool design. That was my initial thing I wanted to do my 501st armor on. I wanted to do shore trooper. Just because that movie had like a bunch of like cool new designs.
My father's actually working on, I think it's the Shore Trooper Squad Leader. I think he's working on
And
right now.
your little brother has a tiny little shore trooper helmet for
He
him.
does. My dad made that from scratch.
That's nice.
That's awesome.
I think we're ready to. I'm just excited to talk about
Yep, you can get right into
We're
it.
gonna
Fellas.
speak
Do it.
ladies and germs.
on-
I'm getting back in the hot seat
and I'm gonna zoom.
because I'm simping. I'm simping for Sideshow.
Dude, I was last night. I forgot to say, I was up for like 30 minutes just looking on their website. I was like, oh, this is cool.
I will get Echo at some point.
I'm simping for Sideshow.
I might get Hunter.
So, fellas, ladies and germs, everybody who identifies as whatever they want to identify as, I have Sideshow 501st Battalion Clone Trooper Deluxe Edition. So, I'm going to get into the figure itself before I talk about anything else. So,
just show it off.
For anybody who doesn't know, Sideshow Hot Toys.
Yes.
Can you see it?
Yes.
So for audio listeners, I'm currently showing off the figure.
Mm-hmm.
It is 12-inch scale. Yes. So this guy, 1/6 scale, as opposed to a 6-foot person. I'm not 6 foot. I'm 5'8", and that's okay. Anyway, so all the figures are 12-inch scale. So this guy is exactly 12 inches tall. And I just have to point out some of my favorite things about the figure. First of all, the packaging. When I opened this dude, I was blown away. Everything about the packaging is just done so well. All the accessories are laid out in like a multi-layer fashion. So you have like some of the accessories, then you have the figure, then you have some more accessories underneath. It's just really well done. The articulation on the figure is phenomenal. Now, I've never had a Sideshow product in my hands before. I mean, I've seen Jacob and Jackson have the Commander Cody, but I've never like physically seen or held and handled one before. So every piece of armor is not glued to the body. It's a loose piece on the body. So it gives you so much more natural articulation.
Yes.
Because everything kind of holds itself to the body naturally. And you can kind of, like, the shoulder pads are really loose on the body because they're held by a strap that's on the upper bicep. So you can really get a lot of articulation out of him because you can move around the armor pieces. And you can get some better poses because of that.
Tell me, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but there's a squirrel running with a piece of cheese outside.
Dude, I've been watching the squirrel running with the cheese back and forth on the fence line outside for like 15 minutes.
I know. I keep seeing him.
I can't see it from where I'm at.
Yeah, he actually has it's like a piece of like square cheese. Where he got it, I don't know, but God bless that squirrel.
So, this figure, like the attention to detail, and I get it, like in a 6-inch scale form, you can only do so much with detailing.
Yep.
But this takes it to a whole new level.
Yep.
Like, the weathering on the paint on the blue in the armor is insane. I'm, again, just so blown away, and I just want to talk about some of the things that, like, Sideshow did with this figure, because, again, this is the deluxe version. So the stand here comes with a little pole that's actually bendy, so you can kind of, like, bend it, articulate it all kinds of ways. And then it comes with this clip that you use, and you just put it on the figure's waist, and then it just holds on to him. So you could put him in like a running pose or a pose where you wouldn't normally be able to hold him, and he can just stay in that pose. It's so awesome. He comes with, the deluxe version is literally only $30 more than the standard version, and you get so much extra stuff. The regular figure only comes with the base 501st Trooper. And then you get the jetpack, which is right here. And then you also get these little flame effects that you can plug into the ends of the jetpack. And then you get your couple blasters. The deluxe version comes with a lot of extra stuff. I think really the biggest reason I bought the deluxe was because you get the rotisserie gun.
The rotisserie gun.
The Z6 rotary cannon. You also get 2 swappable helmets. This one isn't canon, but it's really a good way to put an extra helmet in here. It is a Phase 1 clone helmet with the Phase 2 501st markings on it. And then you also get the 332nd helmet that Jacob was holding up earlier. So you get 3 swappable heads.
Yep.
You also get a rocket launcher, which is awesome.
Yes.
And then you also get like a thermal detonator, one of the magnetic thermal detonators, which is like those little half thermal detonators we see in the Clone Wars a lot.
Does it have a magnet in it?
No. He comes with a backpack, and the backpack is hollow, and like the flap on the top has a magnet, and it's just the entire thing is hollow. So like I can store weapons in there, and Oh, yeah, he also comes with 6 or 8 different swappable hands.
Yeah.
Like 4 for each hand. And he's got like, I know the deluxe comes with a thumbs up. That's not something the standard comes with.
That's actually kind of cool.
So everything is super easy because I was really worried when I got him. I was like, oh, I don't want to break the wrists and I don't want to break the neck joint
You won't be able to see that.
switch stuff over.
Yeah.
It is so easy. It's just literally plug and play. Like, it's so easy to take the hands off and put them back on. It's so easy to take the head off and put a different one on.
Want to give us an example?
Yeah, right now I could. So literally, if you want to zoom in again. Thanks, cameraman Jacob. Like, the hands come off so easily, and you literally just plug them back on. It's so simple, and you don't have to press super hard or do anything like that. And it does take effort to pull them off, but not too much. So they're not just gonna fall off on their own. Mm-hmm. The head, again, it just comes off. It's got a ball joint right there, and then you can just plug in. I'm gonna do the phase 1.
You got decapitated.
Because this is gonna be the only time I ever put it on. But there's the phase 1. Just like that, the head is on, it's secure, it's super easy to put on, and like, because everything is loose, like on the body, and it's all like its own piece, you don't have to worry about things snapping and breaking off so much. Mm-hmm. They even include 2 extra wrist pieces,
Really?
like the little pegs for the wrists, so that if you do break them by chance, I have multiple replacement parts.
Good quality.
I was so excited for this figure. I literally, I tweeted about it, and I tagged Sideshow and Hot Toys, and they replied to my tweet. Like, they put so much effort into all their products. There's the Commander Cody right there.
Little family.
But yeah, like, they put so much effort into all their products that, like, and the other thing, you get a left-handed trigger hand. As somebody who is left-handed, it is so cool to see Sideshow give you the option to have a clone shoot with their left hand. Mm-hmm. Like, for me, that's just so cool.
Makes them feel included.
Yeah, it makes me feel not discriminated against, because left-handed people, we be getting discriminated against, especially in American culture.
Left-handeds are inferior.
Do you want to have an argument right now on the
Jacob,
podcast?
don't be even looking
Do you
at
want
me
to have
like
an
that.
argument right now on the podcast?
I was almost left-handed. My dad literally forced me to be right-handed.
That's okay. There's nothing wrong with
Fun
what
fact,
hand you used to
did you
write.
know that being left-handed used to be like a sign of the devil?
Shut
Yes.
up.
That's what it's
Oh,
considered.
no, yeah. I was just saying shut up because I don't want to hear about left-hands.
Anyway. But,
I'm joking.
Didn't ask, don't care.
Sideshow is an amazing company. Phenomenal to work with. My experience with them, I remember I was trying to get this for my dad for Christmas. And it was supposed to come out in November. No, it was supposed to come out in October. And it got pushed back to November. And we were doing like the 2-payment plan, and they took all our money in full. I was like, something ain't right. So I called them.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
I called them on the phone. I got to speak to an actual person, not one of those robocalls.
You mean a company didn't have an automated system that just told you to go to their online chat function that takes 45 minutes to respond
I
to
know.
just to reroute you and tell you to go to another place?
I know. But so I called them. I told them about the payment plan that was messed up. They were able to fix it on the phone with me. And then I was like, hey, I was trying to get this for a Christmas present for my dad. Do you have any idea when it will be able to be shipping out? And the lady was like, well, let me see. And she checked the computer and was able to track the shipments to see when they would be in the warehouse and an approximate date as to when they would be shipping out. And both of the dates were correct, and I got it before Christmas, and it was a wonderful
Can you grab the box real quick?
Yeah.
I just wanted to share the packaging because when you open the box up, keep in mind this is the box. This is the packaging right here. For those listening, it's got the 332nd Trooper on the front.
Like it should.
Anyway. But when you open it, it's got this character portrait. This is the first thing you see. That's just so cool. For somebody who's wants to display their package, I keep all my Black Series boxes because if I'm moving from my apartment back home or something like that, and I want to bring my collection, it's a good safe way to move my figures. It takes a long time, but putting them all back in the boxes. But there's no display value for the boxes, so if I wanted to throw them all away, wouldn't have any sentimental value towards it.
Yeah.
I mean, now the Black Series does those cool Galaxy art packaging, which is a big step up from what they had before.
I agree.
But dude, this is something I would keep. Like, this little insert just comes right out, and I would just keep that because it's so cool.
I agree.
Little poster.
Yeah, literally, it's like a mini poster with your figure. When I got the 501st, I was so tempted. I actually was contemplating selling my entire Black Series collection so that I could get more Sideshow figures because I was that impressed with it. Mm-hmm. I cannot believe the level of quality, the level of care, and the attention to detail that goes into these figures.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited now to get my Boba Fett on the throne at the end of 2022.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is the other thing about Sideshow, is they offer payment plans because their product is more expensive, because that's the thing is like, oh, well, you know, Sideshow and Hot Toys products are hundreds of dollars. Yes, they are hundreds of dollars,
Yes.
and that is a big deal. You know, someone like me, I usually wouldn't be able to afford something like that.
Yeah.
But because they offer payment plans and you get to pick between like 2 payments and 7 payments,
Yep.
I think it is. So you can pick 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 payments to do, and they span it out for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's so accommodating,
Yep.
and it makes it so that you don't have to have all the money all at once to buy their product.
Yeah.
And that makes me just like want to buy their stuff even more. I just am so blown away with Sideshow, and I cannot wait. I'm really contemplating getting the Coruscant Guard now because I have this guy.
We have the Coruscant Guard on the way.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll have
Show
that one
off.
on the way, so we will show that off.
But I am saving my money right now for real life things and
Yeah.
for, you know, there's more Black Series figures coming out, and I'm still on the Black Series, so...
Yep.
Not for long.
But who knows? Maybe once I get this Coruscant Guard and the Boba Fett, I may change my mind.
And I'll buy your stuff.
I bet you will change your mind, because the same thing happened to you with pop figures, where you started collecting pop figures and you got like 2 Black Series figures, and then you liked them so much that you offloaded all of your pop figures.
I think the thing with the Funko Pops is that Black Series figures can take up so much less space when they're in box.
Yep.
Whereas pop figures, for me, like as a former pop like guru, I had like 150 Funko Pops
Yeah.
at one point. They, what's the word for it? They just are cumbersome almost, like, because if you take them out of the box, where do you put the boxes? And then, you know, they all have the little stands, so like, where do you display them? And it's just, they look better in the box, because the packaging on Funko Pops is very nice. It's very uniform across all the brands, and it's very nice. But then again, it's like, over time, I just kind of got tired of them, because you can't pose them, you can't change them, you know, they're just bobbleheads. And so I kind of lost interest in them after a while. I do still collect some. Like, I'm collecting that GameStop exclusive Bounty Hunters collection, which I just pre-ordered. I got the pre-order for the Dengar.
Yeah.
Waiting for that Forlong to drop, because when he drops, I will get him. Instead of pre-ordering him, I'll just buy him off GameStop's website.
And speaking of Funkos, we got some weekly pickups.
We do have some weekly pickups. That concludes my simping for Sideshow.
So, for me, I went to my mall, and I went into an FYE. And just as I went in, a lady threw this bad boy on the shelf, the Clone Wars Darth Maul Season 7, and I crapped my pants. And, I yoinked this boy, and I just said, man. And then I got him. And then immediately after, I walked down to Hot Topic, and they had the Ahsoka from The Mandalorian, as well as the new Boba Fett pop figure.
Yeah.
I didn't want to buy the Boba Fett just because I was like, I like Boba Fett, but it'd be cool just to get the dynamic duo of Ahsoka versus Maul.
Yeah.
They were 2 I wanted to get for a long time. I was waiting to get the Clone Wars Ahsoka, but this figure's so cool looking. I love her character design in that episode, how it's like made to mock like a Japanese samurai. It's so cool. So there's no way I couldn't get it. Samurai.
Aku.
Yes.
Anyone knows Samurai Jack?
Yeah.
The way that Aku says samurai is one of my favorite things.
And then I also got the Imperial Troop Transport Lego set. I did not have it built yet, but
It will be built for you by next week, and then I will do a review on it. Jackson was able to pick that up for me. I very much appreciate it.
I was gonna get the Mandalorian Forge, but those are sold out at our Target. So I was like, sheesh, but we'll see. So to go on to some of my stuff. So we were very fortunate because we have a friend that we hunt with on the side who stocks Coke, the beverage, around our area, and so he was doing that.
Coke the beverage. Thank you for clarifying, Jackson. The 1313 podcast does not condone
We don't condone the use of drugs.
That's
why I was clarifying it so people wouldn't take it out of context.
Actually, fun fact, all three of us are what would be considered straight edge, I guess. We don't drink, we don't do anything.
Just because we're not of age.
I mean,
the second I turn 20,
you don't have to be of age to do those substances.
Well, no, if you want to be a law-abiding citizen for drinking.
Yes, we also are law-abiding citizens.
For drinking, I'm talking about.
Let's get on it.
When I'm 21,
so, he was at Walgreens stocking some Coke to drink. And so, basically, he took a picture for Jacob of this. You might not be able to see it well.
Yeah,
sorry.
I'll do a zoom.
Okay, he got the zoom. But it's Echo from the Bad Batch. It's the pop figure for it, which is super duper cool because the Bad Batch pop figures are literally sold out everywhere. So much for being a filler batch show, in my opinion. Because, if it's such a filler batch, why is your merch literally selling out? There's, you can't find the Funkos anywhere, or even the Black Series.
I'm going to say this, and y'all are going to hate me for it. The Echo pop figure is the best pop figure of all time. Give me that, Joan.
The level of detail.
So cool.
The level
of detail on this guy. Look at him. Look at the design. Look at the pose. Look at the paint app. There's no misaligned lines on it. There's no overlap. The paint is perfect. This is a perfect pop figure.
It's amazing.
I still have to get one for my collection. I saw because Jackson has all of them.
Yes.
So I was like, well, as much as I would love to get that for my collection, which I will eventually. I was like, as much as I would love to, he kind of needs it right now, so I got it for him.
Mm-hmm. So I have all the different Bad Batch pop figures displayed around my dorm. So when you walk into my room, Hunter's on a microwave and Wrecker's on our mini fridge and Echo's near our TV. So it's super funny. I thought to do that because I already had Hunter and Wrecker, and I was about to go to bed at 10 or 11 on a weekend, and Tommy stopped by the local CVS near our university and was like, "Dude, they have the Bad Batch pop figures," and I went.
So CVS must have revamped their toy section because now they carry Legos. They carry there's Star Wars Legos there.
Was it just the Han Solo Microfighter?
No, there were a couple other ones.
Like a Hoth set.
Yeah, they carry Legos now. They carry Funko Pops now.
Yeah.
Which I always thought they should, because if Walgreens carries that stuff, why doesn't CVS?
So that was really, really cool. So to move on to the other stuff, I ended up picking up, when we were at the mall and Jacob got his mall, I picked up the Shore Trooper for my collection because I didn't have it yet. It's a figure I wanted. It's been sitting at our FYE for a while, and I was like, you know what? I need to pick it up, and I'm really impressed with the figure. I put it on my desk, where I did my work at school, and I would just pick it up and pose it a bunch of different ways because it's so smooth and it's fluid. It's such a great quality figure. It's one of those figures too where you can make it hold the blaster well and bring it up to eye level that it could see through the scope. Because with a lot of figures you kind of got to do in a janky way or whatever.
It's very clunky.
Because a lot of other figures are clunky, but this one is extremely nice. So I was very impressed with it. And then the last pickup that I have for the week is Ahsoka from the Clone Wars. And I was really excited to get this one just because on my shelf that I'll show off in our collection tour video, I have a shelf that's just the Clone Commanders, but then I put Obi-Wan and Anakin from the Target Wave on it because it fits the theme so well. But then I was like, well, what if I have Annie, Obi, and Ahsoka together with Cody next to Obi-Wan and my Rex that's going to come in from Entertainment Earth on the side of Anakin and all the other Clone Commanders. I was like, that would be so awesome. I would love that so much.
Do you want to know what's something that if I could think of 3 cringe things that people say to me that aren't Star Wars fans, people go, "Oh, you like Star Wars?" The 3 things they say to me are, "I am your father, right?" That's just something I just go, yeah. And then they go, or this is specific to the podcast, they'll go, "Oh, can I be on your podcast? Oh, I want to be on your podcast." Because then the third thing is, "Oh, bro, Ahsoka, that's her name, right? She's so hot." And I just sit there and I'm like, "Oh, brother, this guy stinks."
Just yesterday, I had some girl. She was like, "So when am I coming on the podcast?" I was like, "Oh, are you a Star Wars fan?" She goes, "No, but like we could talk about the weather." I was like, I was sitting there. I was thinking to myself, like,
How to be unfunny 101.
I was like, "You must be out of your gosh dang mind. What do you think?"
Sorry, segueing from the collection, but yeah, it's extremely annoying when there's people that you know that are like, can I be on your podcast? Because it's literally people who don't know anything about Star Wars, who just want to be on a podcast to say that they've been on a podcast and just not do any work at all. It's
If you're a big Star Wars fan, we'd be happy to have
we
you.
have
be
we have
happy to have
friends who are big Star Wars fans that if they asked like to be on the podcast, we would say yes. Like just come on, like come over to the place, like sit down for an episode for a day. It wouldn't even be like a have a chat. It would just be like, oh hey, here's one of our friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like
But it's like,
that's like it's always complete strangers or like people that we don't really know that we're just acquaintances with. They'll be like, "Oh, you should let me be on the podcast." And I sit there and I'm like, "Yeah, totally."
and half these people don't even watch the
they
show.
they never watch the podcast.
They
and
just
it's
want
like-
to be on it. So that's
Yeah.
why we're okay slandering them right now because we know that
Because they're not going to watch it, especially 56 minutes into the show.
It also like kind of makes me feel bad about myself because it's like they're like making fun of the fact that you do a podcast because they just think it's like a joke, and it is something that the three of us do take kind of seriously
Yeah.
in the fact that like we put a lot of effort and work
Put a
into
lot
it.
of time into it.
We do.
We have a couple bucks invested into it.
We do failed episodes. Like yesterday morning, we did a
Well, yeah.
failed episode.
Because that's the other thing as well.
This
We
is a
are
reshoot.
only comfortable putting out what we consider to be the best possible product that we could do at a time.
Right.
If we
You
make
know.
an episode and it's doodle garbage, we ain't posting it.
We don't do that. 'cause,
Yesterday
yeah,
we tried recording and it got to the point where like everything was going wrong and we were
Yeah.
only going to be able to make like a 20-minute episode, and then I was just having the worst allergic reaction to I don't even know what, and then I had to excuse myself and they're trying to talk about my Sideshow figure for me, and I come back in and I'm like, guys, we just shouldn't record. Like we should just stop and do it another day.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I was totally fine with just because, yeah, it was a train wreck. Because the other thing about this is that it's fun to make these episodes. And so, like,
It
when we
is.
were doing that, it wasn't fun. So if it isn't fun for us, it isn't going to be fun for the viewer, you, to be watching this right now. So that's kind of like our philosophy with it. Sure, a lot of our stuff isn't greatest, and there's a lot that we can do better.
But we take pride in our work.
Exactly. And we're going to upgrade soon. You know
We
what
do
I
our
mean?
best.
We have things planned now, especially now that we hit this 100 subscriber milestone.
Yes.
We have stuff planned to do like technical upgrades.
Yes, we are going to be getting some technical upgrades soon, which is going to be very, very cool.
You should be expecting some upgraded audio coming soon. You should be expecting some upgraded lighting coming after audio because audio is taking precedence.
Yes, audio takes precedence first.
but
Which will be good, because then you'll be able to hear all of our lovely voices instead of just through the one mic that we have.
You'll be able to hear us all in high definition.
sorry to audio listeners for that. You just gotta.
Jacob just has like ADHD moments.
Yeah.
Where
You just got an earful of me. For
He
no
just
reason.
goes, "Oh, this would be funny."
And then people listening to audio really just said.
Oh, I can't forget this. Sorry. So I don't know if the viewers can actually see this well, but so my dad actually saw this on eBay for only like $25 or something, but they're miniature gentle giant, dang it, statues of clones. So like we have like a Rex, there's like a clone with a Gatling gun, and they're all like phase
And-
1.
and it's cool
super cool.
Because the Rex is based off the Tartakovsky Clone Wars,
Yes.
not the 2008 Clone Wars.
Yeah, so they're all like they're a little small, but they're unique. Yeah, I really, really like it. It's a cool little decoration to have. But again, I don't know if you could see that very well, considering because they are a bit small and the camera angle is a little
Hi.
high. Yes.
Well, that's just so you can see everyone.
I'm just small. Yeah, but I also got the entire wave of the Clone Wars Target figures. I bought them off a guy on Mercari. He gave me a pretty good deal for them, especially considering it had free shipping.
Yep.
And he did a phenomenal job. That's one thing I love about Mercari is they all package so nicely.
Yes.
I've never had an issue where my product came damaged because of the seller not packaging correctly. Now, if it's the mail system and they're just like playing kickball with my package, then
That's different.
that's nothing I can control.
As somebody that worked at UPS, I see how those fellas handle those packages. It's so upsetting. Like, because I'd be there, I'd be like delicately putting stuff on the conveyor belt so it can get like sorted. And there's fellas just, like, honestly, just whipping it over their shoulder onto the conveyor belt.
Yeah.
It's awful.
So
But when I got my Ahsoka too, I just want to say
Yeah,
real
yeah.
quick, Like, it was pristine in the box. I didn't even know this, but it was mint. Like, it hadn't even been opened yet, and they wrapped the whole thing in bubble wrap and then, like, put it in the box. So it came perfectly fine. So I was very happy with that.
And then you opened it.
Okay.
So, I think that this wraps up another episode. What do you guys think?
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with
That's
it.
all we got. That's all we got.
That's
This
all we
has been
The 1313 podcast. I'm Jacob.
I'm Jackson.
I'm Donda.
And thank you so much again for 100 subs.
Yeah.
Thank you. We appreciate every single
Expect
one
all
of
the
you.
new goodies coming very soon in the future.
Yes.
Video, giveaway. Upgrades, people. Upgrades!
And thank you, special shout out to everyone who's done a Have a Chat with us.
Yes.
Thank you. Shout out to Palpamemes. Shout out to SKYWALKERHENDRIX. Shout out to Out of the Basement, StarWarsOnly, and
Lukenessmonster.
Lukenessmonster. And we will see you in another episode next week.
The most mediocre podcast in the Star Wars universe.
Ka-chow.
Take care. Bye.
Ta-ta.